Can you hear me, Deb?
Yes, I can now. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Looks like you're having a good summer.
We are. We've been busy, but it's been good.
Yeah. How's the grandson?
Oh, he's wonderful. Wonderful. So the kids, we've got our 1st of July coming up, right, on Friday. So the
Yes.
kids, school's done on Wednesday. They'll be here Thursday for the
Oh.
weekend. So we'll be
Oh.
busy.
Nice. That'll
Yes.
be good.
So how
I've got
about
my
you?
second one due July 12th.
Yes, coming up
Getting close.
soon. Yeah. Do they know? Are they having a boy or girl?
They don't know this time.
Hey,
There's
Jerry.
just-
They don't know.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm ready for
Good.
some warmer weather.
You got this button.
You know what? It's
Oh, sorry.
So
Yeah.
we had a beautiful weekend. It was about, lower 80s. We had this big wedding on our beach. People magazine was there and,
Oh,
got pictures. So I don't know what issue it's going to be on. Anyway, they had a beautiful weekend. Last night it was beautiful. It was about 71 degrees. We came inside and a high of 59 today.
Oh,
that's what it is here today.
it's going to be, well, it says 65, but it's in the 50s right now. It took a big plunge.
That's what we did too. Took a big,
Yeah.
big plunge. And that's kind of the way it's been. It's been up and down.
Yes,
up
it
and
has.
down. You get a nice hot day and then it's cold again. And,
Yeah.
so I'm glad they had the good weather for the
Wedding.
wedding.
Yeah.
They had it outside, the ceremony was on the beach and then they had the tents, everything was all catered. It was beautiful. And they had 2 beautiful days, like the night, it was Friday night, the wedding.
Okay.
And it was wonderful. So we, of course, we were the nosy neighbors that,
Wedding crashers.
I actually didn't see the ceremony on the beach. Friday, 5:30, we were busy, but we were home later that night. And it was funny, all the neighbors are down on the beach. So they're a band called the Reclaws. They just recorded a song with Jake Owen. And I mean, they're getting some coverage down in the States. They got a lot more here. But it's kind of cool. So
you had live music going.
yes, we had live music, although we wondered whether, brother and sister would play, but they didn't. And then we thought maybe the following Saturday night they would. But of course, we had a neighbor complain, and they were so good about it. They sent out notes and a bottle of wine to say that the wedding was going on. And, anyway, here's Nancy. So
Hi.
Hi, Nancy.
I'll
Sorry.
let you guys get to your exercise.
Chatting, Deb, I'll unmute.
Okay.
Hearing your tales.
Oh,
Sorry, I ran a few minutes late this morning.
No
But
worries. Welcome back. Glad to have you back.
thank you. Good to see you online.
Yeah, good holiday.
Yeah, had a great holiday. Yeah.
Good.
Yep. All right.
Mhm. All righty. Let's get going.
All right, those at home, we're gonna practice against a wall a little bit with half moon pose. Do you both have a wall that you can access? Okay, or you could practice it standing, and 2 blocks. Or something similar to something that'll work for blocks. All right, perfect. Everybody have a good weekend? Are you back on time? I think so. Yeah. Yeah. It was a good week though, because my son was doing a camp and my daughter went back to the gym and was she's a counselor as well as practicing. So we all just kind of got right back into the routine. So I think that always helps. And it's not the worst thing. I've never been the best morning person. Like I don't naturally wake up at 6. I never have. So when you come back from the UK, it's not hard. It's kind of nice, like to naturally wake up earlier than what you normally do. So, all right. You both ready online? All right, awesome. Let's start seated. Find a card. No. Uh-oh. I just left my phone in the car, didn't I? Oh, I'm so sorry. I have a do-over this morning. Oh.
You guys mind fourthhand? Fourthhand. Especially when we get like halfway through, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's when you notice the things.
Oh, it's on 74, geez, you want a little cooler? 74.
I don't always take cool. Right, you're the main guy, we'll sure have 30.
Wow. During active classes, 68.
Yeah.
How about 72? How about 72? That's clever. Fans? Oh,
See.
It's over. All right, everyone.
Uh-oh, we expect easy poses today.
All right.
Yeah.
Ah. So let's come to a comfortable seat, and clearly I need to just take a few breaths. All right, I was reading from a friend of mine, she's a yogi in New Jersey, good friend of mine, and she wrote a book called Deep Listening. And she has dedicated the last really 15 years of her teaching, she's been teaching for double that, to restorative yoga and how stress impacts our lives. And it was interesting because, I was thinking, do I like have a show of hands? Like when you are more in retirement mode versus the daily grind, like does stress still enter your life? Yeah.
You want us to say?
So show of hands,
Not like it used to.
not like it used to. So it shifts, but it's still there in different ways.
Not as much. Not nearly as much less stress.
Uh-huh.
You were just talking about driving in that hard rain in the summer and then saying, I don't miss driving home at 5 o'clock. It's like, always raining right around 5.
Yeah. So it's interesting because then, in introducing the topic, say into the class, or does restorative yoga then play a role at any stage of life? And I think that once you've experienced stress, that it can act almost like a trigger, like when you're in a stressful situation, that we store those triggers in our body, and breath helps so much to take us back to a more grounded position. So our practice, the yoga practice, I was talking to a friend yesterday, and her child got diagnosed with autism. So the stress level is just, so high. And in Jillian's book, her dealing with stress and dealing with ridding our body of it, it opens up so many channels to clearer thinking more controlled reactions. Physically, yoga practice, when we work our psoas muscle to release tension in this area, it's a huge muscle. If you look anatomically, it wraps around the whole pelvis area. It connects our spine to our legs. So it's really, and then it kind of wraps up and enters into the spine and affects then the nervous system. Vagus nerve is the longest nerve that runs in our body, and that touches the psoas muscle as well. So if you're in a stressful situation, say you see an accident, your psoas muscle will react before you consciously know what you just saw. So it's really, really fascinating when you get into the psoas muscle. A lot of yoga poses impact our psoas muscle. When we're doing Anjaneyasana, that simple move of just being like this, your psoas muscle is engaged. If you can mindfully have it work about 20 to 30% in this pose, that's relaxing the psoas muscle. When we do a more strenuous pose, like we'll work today, half moon, you're going to feel that psoas muscle engaged. The more clenching you do, the harder that pose will be. The more relaxed you can make that muscle in the pose, the softer the pose will be, the less you'll work at it. The more breath control, or the more calm, the calmer the breath in a pose, the calmer the pose. And then it all relates back to just training our bodies that when we're in stressful situations, that we invite a deeper breath, then our bodies, the muscle memory is to calm the body faster than letting the stress take over. So it all relates back. So we're going to work on a little bit of breath control this morning. So close your eyes, take a deep inhale through the nose, exhale it out through the mouth. So bring your hands to your rib cage, have your palms, feel your ribs, and then your fingertips, wrap them around so that your fingertips are then kind of lightly touching the inside of the rib cage. And with your eyes closed, deep inhale through the nose. Feel the breath fill up the rib cage. As you exhale, feel the breath move toward the low part of your belly. So a little bit from Jillian here that appeared in Mindful magazine. When you really pay attention to your breath, it's astonishing how much you notice. As I follow the sensation of cool air flowing into my nose, I feel a gentle expansion, a widening through my nasal cavity, back into my skull and down my throat. My collarbones rise and spread, my ribs separate and widen like a bellows. Exhaling, my diaphragm contracts into the cave of my abdomen. My spine curling ever so slightly around. All the while, my body feels as if it's sinking into the floor. My mind follows the gravitational pull, its perpetual whirl slowed to a pleasant hum. This single breath cycle takes less than 20 seconds, but an hour could easily have passed. So just continue to be aware for the next few breaths And feel your breath arrive in your body. And now slowly move one hand lower by the belly button, one hand up by the chest, the heart space. Just continue to notice the inhales and exhales. Feel the low belly press against that lower hand. And feel the breath press against a hand over your heart space. So as we become more aware of our breath, maybe it's moving a little slower than when you first started. Feel the direction of the expansion. Moving maybe up, down, side to side, forward to back. Feeling a calmness settling in. Inviting the breath to meet any hard or stuck places in our bodies. And letting ourselves be opened by the breath. Gently unraveling any tension that it meets. And then gently let your hands fall to rest on your knees, moving into 4-part yogi breath. So adding just a little bit more control to the breath. So we'll take a full inhale, exhale it out. And now inhale to the count of 4, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. One more round on your own. Return to a natural breath. Bring your hands to heart center. Set an intention for your practice and see if it can relate to the breath. And also take a moment to dedicate your practice to someone in your life who touches you in some way. Let's open with one Om. Take a full inhale, exhale it out. And then inhale. Flicker the eyes open. Let's come to stand. Come to Tadasana, find a mountain pose. So as you find mountain pose, feel the four corners of your feet, maybe rock forward and back a little bit. Spread your toes wide. Round down through the four corners of your feet. Maybe close the eyes here for a few breaths and feel the earth beneath your feet. Lengthen down through your tailbone as you lengthen your spine. Let the shoulders be soft away from the ears. Open the eyes again. Inhale, float the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale slowly. So take 2 breaths. As you hinge forward at your hips, tilt your tailbone up a little bit. Feel the lengthening of your spine as you float down. Bend your knees, roll up to standing. Make the head the last to come up. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Maybe take the gaze to look up. And exhale again, float down. 2 breaths to move into our forward fold. Really feel the hinging of the hips, the lengthening of the spine. Bend the knees a lot. Let the belly rest on your thighs and roll up to standing. One more, just like that. Inhale, float the arms overhead, gaze looks up. Exhale, arms go out wide. Lengthening of the spine as you come into forward fold. Bend the knees, rest the low belly on the thighs. Tuck your forehead toward your knees. Roll up to standing. Inhale, float the arms overhead, interlace your fingers, extend the index fingers pointing straight up. Again, lengthen down through your tailbone. Lengthen on your inhale, exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale through center, side bend to the right. Inhale through center, keep grounding down, rooting down through the feet. So all that's shifting is really the upper body from the navel up. Inhale through center. Stay there now. Wrap your left hand around your right wrist. Side bend to the left and gently encourage that right arm to extend a little bit further. Inhale through center, reverse the grip, and then side bend to the right, gently encouraging the left arm. Come through center, take the arms behind your back, interlace your fingers, extend your arms. Lower your chin toward your chest. Lift and open the chest. And then maybe with the breath, start to lift the arms away from the back. If the shoulders are real tight, you can bend at the elbows, placing your knuckles on your sacrum, just like this. Breathe. Drawing shoulder blades toward each other, down the back, opening the shoulders, opening the heart space. Inhale, float the arms overhead, palms touch. Exhale, 2 breaths to move into Uttanasana, forward fold. And then inhale, lift up halfway, finding a flat back, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Engage the core. So draw the navel toward your spine. And then full plant your hands, bend your knees, and step both feet back to plank pose. Lower your knees. Rotate elbow creases to the front of your mat. Slowly lower down chin and chest. And then inhale, slide forward onto the belly, coming onto your belly. Gaze looking down, draw your elbows in toward the sides of your body. Press into the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift the upper body for cobra. And exhale, lower down, tuck your toes under, push your seat back to your heels, and then slowly straighten the legs, lifting the hips up, coming into downward facing dog. Drop one heel, bend the knee of the other leg, and alternate. Pedaling out your downward dog. Finding some movement here. And then come to stillness for a breath. Inhale, float forward, lowering the hips to plank pose. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, float forward to plank. Exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Inhale, lifting the right leg, come to 3-legged dog. Draw that knee into the chest, toward the nose, round the spine, and then lift it back up. 3-legged dog, one more time, just like that. Bring the knee toward the chest, toward the nose, round the spine, and then lift that right leg back up. And then this time, bring that right foot forward, coming into low lunge. Option to modify, grabbing blocks, placing them on either side of the right foot. Finding alignment here. So right knee bending at a 90-degree angle, left leg extended. And then drop that left knee down. Uncurl the toe, flip the arms up. So here's Anjaneyasana. So notice your breath. Notice the muscles surrounding your pelvis and see if you can soften. Breathing in, breathing out. Bring the elbows out to the side, coming to cactus arms, opening the chest. Maybe draw the arms back just a little bit. And now interlace the fingers behind your head. Little arch in the upper back, gaze looks up. And then exhale, hands down to the blocks, tuck the left toes under and straighten the front leg, straighten the back leg. So your left heel is lifted, coming into a wide-legged pyramid pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rebend that right knee for low lunge. Lift the arms up, slowly lifting up to high lunge. Breathe in. Exhale, lower back down. Come to downward dog with the block. So keep your hands on the block, step the right foot back. So I want you to examine how the body feels in downward dog with the blocks. See if your heels maybe drop a little bit more toward the mat. Really embrace that extension that you feel in the spine. Feel the engagement in the belly. And then look between your hands, between the blocks, and walk heel toe, 1 footprint at a time up to the top of the mat. Lift up halfway and exhale, fold, press into your feet, sweep your arms out wide, take them overhead, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Inhale, flip the arms overhead. And exhale, lowering down, bend the knees, plant the hands, step both feet back to plank. Starting in plank, and then exhale, lifting the hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up, 3-legged dog. Draw that knee in toward your chest, toward your nose, round the spine, and then lift it back up. Another time, bringing that knee in, holding, engage the core, lift that leg back up. This time, bring it through. Plant that left foot down, blocks on either side of the left foot, 4 low lunge. Find the extension in the right leg. And then drop that right knee down, uncurl the toes, sweep the arms up by the ears, Anjaneyasana. So softening shoulders, arms bending to cactus. Feel the opening of the chest, softening of the psoas muscle, and then interlace the fingers behind the head. Bring the elbows back, arch the upper back just a little bit. And then exhale, hands down to the blocks. Tuck the right toes under, straighten both legs. So coming into a wide-legged pyramid. Right heel lifted, left foot pressing into the mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And exhale, rebend that left knee. Float the arms up by the ears, lifting up to high lunge. Straightening that right leg even more, maybe deeper bend in the left knee. And then exhale, hands to the block, step that left foot back, lift the hips, downward facing dog. You can move the blocks out of the way if you'd like for downward dog, or use the blocks if you like the feeling of working on greater extension. Breathe in, breathe out. And then everybody move the blocks out of the way if you're using them and float forward to plank. Lower your knees, rotate elbow creases, top of the mat, and then hug the elbows into your sides as you lower chin and chest down. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly, press up into cobra, and then exhale, tuck your toes under. Push your seat back to your heels, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Look between your hands, either walk 1 footprint at a time to the top of your mat or hop. Lift up halfway and exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms touch, and exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Sun salutation, inhale. Take the arms overhead, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up halfway, flat back. Exhale, bend your knees, step both feet back to plank. Lower if you prefer chaturanga, you can do chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, onto the belly, pressing up into cobra. If you did chaturanga, into upward facing dog. And then we all meet in downward facing dog for 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. 3, 4, and 5. Look between your hands, either walk or lightly hop the feet forward and then lift up halfway to a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, palms touch. And exhale, hands to heart center. Pause here, close your eyes. Feel your breath. Feel the breath unfurling the spine, expanding the rib cage. Building a little heat in the body now. Sun salutation, Surya Namaskar B. Inhale, arms overhead. Separate the arms, relax the shoulders. So look down at your feet. Start to bend your knees, taking your seat down towards your heels. Try not to put weight into your toes. Weight is in your heels, coming into chair. Inhale, on your exhale, straighten the legs, fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, plant the hands, and step both feet back to plank. Lowering knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slide forward onto the belly, pressing up into cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes under, push your seat back to your heels, lift the hips, downward facing dog. So in this sun salutation, we lift the right leg, step that right foot forward, plant the left heel down, lift up into warrior 1. Full breath, inhale and exhale. Inhale, on your exhale, float the hands down, step the right foot back to plank, lower knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, coming up to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath. Inhale, lifting left leg up. Bring it forward, that left foot forward, plant the right heel down. Lift up to warrior 1. Full inhale and exhale. Inhale and then exhale. Lower the hands down, step the left foot back, another vinyasa, either knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale 1. Inhale, exhale 2. Engage the core. So bring your navel toward your spine. See if the hips can lift a little higher. Low belly moving toward the tops of your thighs. Beautiful. Look between your hands. Walk or lightly hop your feet forward to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half lift, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Coming in a chair pose, so seat moving towards your heels. Float the arms up by the ears. And then inhale, straightening the legs. Slight arch of the upper back, and then hands to heart center, Tadasana. Good job. Find mountain pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your hands to your hips, put a little bend in the knees and lift the right foot. hover and balance on the left foot with control, almost like you're in slow motion. Move that right foot back, finding high lunge. So the right heel, keep it lifted. Nice neck. Hips are facing forward. Now drop that right heel down. So warrior one. Flip the arms up by the ears. Breathe in. On your exhale, open to the right. Now shift just a little bit so your heels are in line with each other. Coming into warrior two. Hips are now open to the side. Check in with your left knee. So left knee, your knee should be right in line with your toes. Adjustment. So you want to be mindful that it's not coming into the right. And then shoulders softening away from the ears and lengthening out through the fingertips. So press into the back foot. So try and shorten your stance just a little bit. And then right toes turning in about 45 degrees. And think about pressing into the outer edge of the back foot. And that helps to lengthen that right leg. Gaze is looking out over the left fingertips. And now spiral your hands down, pivot that back foot, come to low lunge. Heel toe that left foot to the left edge of your mat. Bring the block inside so your hands can go on the block for extended lizard. So right leg fully extended. Left hip is opening up. So stay here or lower this right knee down. Uncurl the toe. Sinking the hips a little deeper. Maybe forearms, elbows can come to the block. You don't have to if that's creating a little too much heat for you. So try and hug the left knee in toward the left shoulder. And breathe. And then straightening the arms again, lifting the chest back up and open, tuck the right toes under and lift the hips up and then bring that right foot forward. Bring the block under your seat, bring your seat down for Malasana, squat pose. Elbows coming to the inside of the knees, hands into prayer. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. With the support of the block, letting your seat drop toward the mat. Find length in your spine. And then rock forward, straighten the legs slowly into a wide-legged forward fold. And then heel toe your feet closer together. Lift up either with a flat back or rounding up to standing. And mountain pose. And then we'll do the same sequence on the other side. So Satish, bring your feet a little closer together. Yeah, shoulder distance apart. Hands to hips, bend the knees and press into the right foot. Hover the left foot this time. So find balance here. Find a leveling out of your hips. And then slowly move that left foot behind you, starting in high lunge. So squaring the hips forward. Now drop that left heel down, transition into warrior one. Full inhale and exhale, wiggle the right toes so you don't have a death grip. and then open to the left. So if that left foot is way out toward the edge of your mat, bring it so the heels are in line with each other now. Right toes facing forward, right knee tracking with really the second toe. Gaze looking out over the right fingertips. Press into the outer edge of the back foot. Beautiful. Hips open to the side. Spiral the hands down, pivot on that back foot, and then heel toe this right foot to the right edge of your mat. So start here in extended lizard. Left leg fully extended, left heel lifted. Bring your block. Hands on the block. Feel how open your chest is right here and try and maintain that openness. If you're moving into lowering the left knee, if you're moving into lowering the forearms, try and hug that right knee in toward your right shoulder. And breathe. Feel a little different in that hip flexor. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay to breathe. Yeah. Works that hip flexor a little bit deeper. And then lifting back up, straightening the leg, and then remove the block. And then bring that left foot forward, coming back into Malasana. So your choice, use a block under your seat, or maybe this one, try without the block. So your toes are turning out, tracking with your knees. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. And exhale, lean forward, begin to straighten your knees, turn your toes forward, coming into a forward fold with the feet slightly wider than our shoulders. And now heel toe your feet closer together, so shoulder distance apart, bend your knees, roll up to standing. Beautiful. And now we're going to move to the wall. So bring your mat. There's enough of us, I think, to find space. So two can go along this wall, two along that wall. Steve, you could go over here so you're not going to hit the TV. And yeah, so then if you want to take that spot and then come by Satish, and the two of you can be along this wall. Yeah. Just like it is. Yeah. So we're going to practice. Bring your blocks over. So friends at home, find a wall and bring your blocks over. And then I'm going to turn this to face this wall. So first we're going to practice warrior two against the wall. I'll use the door. So come to wide-legged stance on your mat. Have your block in your right hand and turn your right toes. So we're going to be kind of making a circle. Turn your right toes, now turn your left toes in about 45 degrees. Have your tailbone and your sits bones right against the wall. Start bending that right knee. Bring the block up and have your shoulder blades against the wall. So widen your stance just a little bit. So you don't want to be leaning to the right. you want your torso to be straight up and down. So Satish, shift to the left a little bit. Bend your right knee a little deeper. So you might need to widen your stance, nice fit. So try and level out the arms.
Is your back against the wall as well?
If you can, see if you can try and get it there. You might need to move your right foot away from the wall just a smidge to do that. So you can probably widen your stance a little bit and then bending this right knee, keeping the torso straight up and down. The block is there to help keep the arms lengthening. That's a nice use of that, of the ledge. So right hand is holding right block, left hand reaching back behind you. Now bring the block to the inside of the right foot, the right elbow against the right knee, lift the left arm straight up. So that left arm is resting. See if you can rest it against the wall. Use the support of the wall. So try and bring the left arm up, yeah. And then see if you can bring the block to the inside of that right foot, yeah. Beautiful. Breathe. All right, lift back up to warrior two. So now half moon pose. We're gonna place the block in front of that right foot. Scoot that left foot in. So the block is at the highest. Slide the toe against the mat as you straighten the right leg. That left arm lifts straight up. Use the wall. Let your body fall into the wall. Beautiful. So, what? You're gonna so see if that left leg can come up a little higher, because you can rest your body against the wall. Beautiful. Try and straighten the standing leg without locking your knee out. Nice, beautiful, Deb. Flex the foot of your standing leg. Now try and turn your gaze away from the block. Looking straight ahead. And then slowly, with control, begin to rebend the right knee to lower the left leg down. Come back to warrior two and straighten that right leg. And then turn your toes in toward each other and take a forward fold. Have your sit bones resting against the wall. Use the block if you want. Just nice forward, wide-legged forward fold in between sides. So half moon. So just come to your breath. Full inhales and exhales, and visualize how the body felt in that full extension. When we're in the middle of the room doing half moon, we add the element of balance. But finding your alignment first in this pose will help when you're adding the balance element. And then slowly begin to lift up halfway. And then all the way to standing, and then we get to do the other side. Yay! So let's grab the block into our left hand, turn the left toes. So you're turning them to the left, turn the right toes in a little bit. Ideally, you want your heels in line with each other, and then warrior two. So you can shimmy your feet to find the right distance. In warrior two, our bended knee is not ahead of the toe. You should be able to see your big toe past your left knee. And then really press into the outer edge of the back foot All right, so let's do extended side angle first. So lower the left block to the inside of the left foot. Plant your palm and then lift the right arm straight up. So instead of it coming by the ear, just lift it straight up so it mimics when we're in half moon. Nice. And try and open up that right chest. See if you can bring that arm toward the wall. So Steve, bring to your knee is, I want to bring this foot back a little bit because your knees like this instead of at a 90-degree angle. Yeah. And then half moon opens up our chest. So think about peeling that left chest and opening up the hips. And then lift back up to warrior two. So now you're going to plant the block ahead of your left foot. Start dragging the right foot in closer and then straighten the left leg as you lift the right. Right arm straight up. Like in triangle pose, we're opening up the hip. Flex that right foot. Beautiful. Let the body lean against the wall. There you go. And that arm. So let yourself rest against the wall. That's why we're using the wall. So you can lift the arm just a little bit more. Yeah. Can you lift the leg a little higher? Yeah. And then feel that hip opening. To see if this arm can go back toward the wall. And use the wall fully. Beautiful. So before we come out of it, think about pressing into the left foot. Root down through that left leg. Press through the heel of the right leg. Feel that reach through the fingertips. And now slowly bend that left knee. Lowering the right leg, come to warrior two again. Straighten the left leg. And then turn the toes in toward each other. Take another wide-legged forward fold in between. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Slowly lift up to standing. And then bring your mats back into the middle of the room where they were. So next week we'll move into doing that in the middle of the room. or we could play more against the wall. But were you able to feel that full extension in the pose using the wall? All right.
It makes me feel like I don't do full extension when I do it in the middle of the week.
Because you're adding the balance element. Yeah, when you have the wall, it really helps to focus on the alignment and extension of the pose. When you add the balance, then you're really counting on the strength of that standing leg. You're here, you want to continue to open the upper hip, lift the left arm, full extension of the pose. So thank you. All right, let's float the arms overhead. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, take the feet back for plank. Lower all the way down to your belly. Take the arms alongside. Forehead rests on the mat. Bring the toes to touch. So on your inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, draw the shoulders away from the ears, lift the upper back. Now press the pelvic, the pubic bone into the mat and lift your legs up, coming into Shalabhasana, our back bend. So try and keep the gaze looking toward the mat or maybe just a little bit ahead so that you continue to lengthen the back of the neck. See if you can lift the legs a little higher. See if you can lift one more rib off the mat, and then exhale, lower down, turn one cheek to the mat. And since we started a little late, we'll go to 10 after 10, if that's okay with everybody. One more shallow, oh, you have to go, Deb? Okay, sorry about that. See you next week. And then bring your forehead to the mat. One more Shalabhasana. So toes to touch. Now on your inhale, begin lifting your arms, lift your upper back, lift your legs up. Breathe in, breathe out. Think about lengthening out through the toes and lengthening out through the crown of the head. See if you can lift just a little bit higher, and then exhale, turn the other cheek to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out. Bend your knees, windshield wiper the legs from side to side slowly. And then slowly lower them and roll onto your back, drawing your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side here, massaging out the sacrum. Extend the legs straight up to the ceiling. Cross the right knee in front of the left and bend at the knees. Hands can place on top of the knees. Feel the whole back pressing against the mat. Flex your feet. Straighten the legs, feet pointing to the ceiling, and then cross left knee in front of right. And bend at the knees, flex your feet. Place your hands on top of the bottom of your knees so that you feel that you're able to press the back into the mat. And then release that cross, lower the feet to the mat. Hug the right knee into the chest and turn that right knee out to the side, resting the right ankle on the left thigh. Stay here, gently pressing the right knee away from you, keeping the right foot flexed. Or maybe interlace the fingers behind the left thigh, drawing the legs in toward your chest for a deeper stretch. Call this falling or fallen pigeon. Release that left foot, release the right. Draw the left knee into your chest, turn that left knee out to the side, left ankle resting on right thigh. Gently guide that left knee away from you. Keep the left foot flexed. And then maybe if you did it on the other side, interlace the fingers behind the right thigh, drawing legs towards you. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And then lowering the feet to the mat, draw both knees into the chest. Let the knees fall over to the left side. Take the arms out, palms face up, coming into our twist. If you feel any tightness in the low back, place a block in between the thighs. Gaze can look up or looking out over the right arm. You guide that right shoulder under so that that right shoulder can relax. Feeling the fullness of your breath here. On your inhale, lift the knees to center, find neutral. And then begin to lower the knees down to the right. Looking out over the left arm or straight up. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale the knees back to center. Draw them into your chest a little tighter. Lift your forehead up to your knees. Lower the head to the mat, lower the feet to the mat. Walk your feet as wide as your mat and move your heels about a foot away from your sits bones so that they're not in real tight. And slowly let your knees fall toward each other. Let your hands rest on your belly. Take a deep inhale into both nostrils. Sigh it out through the mouth. Feel the softness of the belly as it relaxes. And then slowly extend one leg out at a time. Letting the arms fall to the sides of the body, turning the palms to face up. Letting the arms move away from the body a little bit. To that point where you can feel the shoulders soften away from the ears. In this moment in our practice where we rest and digest. wherever you might be on the spectrum of stress or tension. Using our breath using moments of stillness. We notice, we rest, we listen, and we offer ourselves a great kindness that makes us feel cared for. Releasing our tension requires softness. Feeling a spaciousness of your belly. Effortless legs. Imagine the breath flowing in through the front of your heart and out through the back of your heart, washing through your chest and softening you, releasing tension. Start to deepen your breath, bringing awareness back in. Invite small movements. Notice where those movements begin, fingers or the toes. Gradually increase to circling the wrists and ankles. Maybe taking the arms overhead for a long stretch. And then slowly moving the knees in toward the chest so you can roll onto your right side. Staying there for a couple breaths. Feel the inhales and exhales, awakening the body. And then moving up to a comfortable seat. Once you find your seat, bringing your hands to your heart center. Maybe turning the corners of your lips up a little bit to invite a smile to your face. Closing the practice with one Om, take a full inhale and exhale it out. And then inhale. Om. Gently bow your head, take a moment to thank yourself for coming on to your mat this morning. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you, as always, humble to lead you all in your practice. Namaste. Thank you all. Happy Monday. Sorry about the timing this morning. Really get into the summer schedule. Oh, want to say hi to the group? We've got Nick.
Rochelle.
You know Rochelle?
Hi, guys.
And please remind me of your name one more. I thought so. Same as mine. Yes, yes.
Yes. All right, Rochelle, how's Canada?
Oh, it's cooler today. We had a beautiful weekend, but now today 60 degrees. It's been up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Satish, I gotta-
Anyway, looks nice and sunny there
And warm.
and warm. Yes, I hear.
Right.
Anyway, have a great day, guys.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye. Good seeing you.
Bye.